Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I'm here today to talk about the new moon in Virgo happening on September 2nd, 2024 at 6:55 p.m. Pacific time. I left the chart in the Placidus house system because I think that it's important to be aware that when you have an early degree rising, it makes that first house very different than when you're in whole sign. If we had put this in whole sign, that Pisces energy would be all 12th house. And as of this moon in Placidus, it's mostly first house, which means this new moon has an opportunity to plant the seeds for the self. And I say that because this new moon is at 11 degrees of Virgo, which is not only the Aquarian degree, it is the master degree of thought. And when you see a series of ones, it's the universe giving you a message that your thoughts are manifesting very quickly. Be mindful of what you're thinking. Now we have the only aspect to this new moon is Saturn in Pisces. And I think this is interesting because Saturn in Pisces is not easy. Saturn is very logical, like Virgo. Saturn is willing to work hard and endure pain, like Virgo, and wants to see things in a practical, realistic, responsible way. Now we have Pisces, who's the dreamer, who sees things from the mystic's point of view, from the intuitive's point of view, from a point of almost from the stars, from heaven. How would God see things? So this new moon being opposite this earth sign of Saturn can feel very like I need to make practical choices when I'm planting the seeds for my new thoughts. And at the same time, Teri Hunter, as an intuitive astrologer, thinks, well, maybe it's really about planting the seeds for structure within your spiritual body. Maybe planting the seeds for connecting every day with a sense of being present in the moment, taking in a deeper breath of air, allowing your eyes to look at something and really see it and focus on it. I think this will really help this new moon be very powerful in planting an awareness of thoughts. Thoughts are things, and again, they manifest very, very quickly. And as Pluto moves into Aquarius for the next 200, well, it'll go in for the next 20 years, but it won't be back into Capricorn for the next 248 years. So we're going to see a real transformation in the way that we're thinking and the way that we as humans interact communication wise. Now, during this new moon, we have an aspect between Venus and Neptune, which I think is pretty powerful because Venus rules our money. She rules our sense of partnership. She rules our sense of self-worth. She rules our skills. She rules our voice. Now, she's in a conjunction with the South Node. And both of these points are conjunct the supergalactic center, where this is a point within our universe that offers us an opportunity to see ourselves as source energy. That then this plays back to, as we ourselves, our thoughts are things. This is planting the seeds of the new moon right here. This being aware of this is giving me an opportunity to see where I have not seen myself as source. The South Node is a point of erosion. It's a point of letting go of toxic energy. And here I believe that this is letting go of any illusions that you are not powerful, that you are not a co-creator, that you are not valuable and not cherished. Venus really does rule our beauty and how we're accepted in our social circles and how people revere us. It can be a very ego-driven planet. And here right now she's in an opposition. Oops, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. She's in a loose opposition to Neptune. And this was tighter early in the month, later in August. But this is an important point because Neptune is at 29 degrees. And this is, again, reduces down to an 11, which is reflecting, what am I thinking right now? Am I connecting to my the spiritual nature of my being. And having this in the first house of the time of this moon is giving me this, I'm seeing ones over and over again. When I look at Venus and I look at her conjunct the South Node, I can't help but see that 6 and 5 make 11. So here, this is really playing to Venus's self-worth for me. And she has a trine aspect here to Pluto, giving her an opportunity to recognize any additional fears or limitations or restrictions that's been put on her. And here's the 29 degrees again, reducing down to an 11. Pluto is currently in the 11th house at the time of this new moon. So this is really an opportunity to plant seeds for many things that have a lot more to do with making you feel valuable and being of service at the same time. Maybe even potentially planting the seeds for a new work environment, a new health regime. You could even plant the seeds for wanting to get a new pet. That's possible. But in the 7th house, it also could very much be about planting the seeds for a sense of peace, a sense of harmony, a sense of balance. And that balance comes from putting the self in the mix, not just always giving to others. That's a real challenge when we look at, I just clicked on Saturn, by the way, because Saturn is making the square to Jupiter and this half square to Pluto. So this is the challenge of the new moon, is to look at what's happening in the outside world, any rules and restrictions, any ideologies or philosophies that have inadvertently capped you, clipped you, restricted you, or made you feel like, what's the point? It's also scary. Why bother? Because that half square to Pluto is really can be very scary, because Pluto rules power and control of government. Saturn rules government and fear and restriction. And there is a challenge between the old and what could potentially be the new, meaning Jupiter ruling expansion, new ideologies, new philosophies, new ways of thinking. So this new moon is a real individualistic sort of opportunity to separate and use your powers of discernment, regardless of what you've experienced in the past, regardless of any disruptions that Pluto may be bringing forth, and regardless of other people's ideologies and philosophies. This is an individualistic new moon, giving you an awareness that in order to create the environment that you want, that fosters peace and harmony and diplomacy in your life, your service is to also include yourself in the mix, meaning finding purposeful work and not just working for your wallet, or finding work that you find enjoyable, not just working to pay your bills or working to please your partner. Okay, that's it for me for this new moon in Virgo. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard, please subscribe, please share, please hit that like button and comment. I will be back on Sunday morning, actually on the 1st, the day before the new moon, filming this a few days before, with our live show, 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's where we do the angel readings and pull a tarot card for each sign to get the angel's advice for the week ahead. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.